Hey guys, welcome back to another episode here at CrossFit Garage. We're actually going to go over what it means for me to have a quote unquote contract with you guys, the members, or if you're a lead or just anybody interested in CrossFit, hopefully other gyms would say this to you. So this is what we want to deliver to you. When you sign up with us, this is what you get. And if you aren't getting this, come talk to me. And then if we still don't listen, then fire us, right? So the worst... I tell my kids all the time, the biggest problem in communication is to think you've communicated but failed to. And I am an engineer by degree, so my communication styles are off. So because of that, I have Levi here with me today. Levi, introduce yourself.
Hey, I'm Levi. His kid, if you did not know. But
True, I always forget to say, Hey, this is Andy McCann, the owner of CrossFit Garage. No, yeah, there you go.
Yeah. I'm Levi. I'm still in high school. I'm going into senior year this year. This summer, I'm working with my dad at the CrossFit Garage, doing some coaching, doing some behind-the-scenes stuff for like podcasts.
Yeah, so he's helped me out a lot on actually making this a little bit off, or moving from side, fly by the seat of your pants. But so he's also, him and the other two older ones actually passed their level 1 recently, and they've been shadowing and doing some coaching. And Levi, of course, is here another year before going off to college. So hope to see him in the gym doing some coaching with you guys as well. We're probably a little bit more rougher on you guys because you're family, and I'm sorry. But anyway, so here is the contract for us. So actually, first let me say, I still like the title or the tagline for this podcast is building a strong foundation for life in fitness, food, and finances. So these are the things we talk about. Today we're talking about mostly the fitness side and what you can expect from us. And if I'm not delivering that, please come talk to me and we'll make sure that I do. Again, a lot of times it's communication. I have looked for many ways to communicate with people, emails, texts. Recently now doing these podcasts, this will be a video as well as we record our screen and us talking. But I want to get multiple opportunities and ways for people to listen in here and to then reach back out and see the change that we do. Okay, so my commitment to you guys, I think if you remember, it was in the 90s somewhere, Newt Gingrich did this thing, Contract with America. So it was the House saying, these are all the things that we plan to get done and we will do for you. And then he went through it. I just have always liked that idea, Contract with America. So you could call this Contract with Members. I don't know. So the first thing that we're going to go through is we teach and follow the CrossFit methodology. And I don't maybe say this all the time. So when we started in CrossFit, we would actually go and research and look up articles. And I guess YouTube was just coming around. So we would look up on YouTube different workouts and what people are saying and doing. So the initial group of people that got into CrossFit were really doing a lot of their own research. Levi, do you do any research? Like before you got your level 1, were you doing any research on CrossFit?
No. Yeah. I was just going into class, and then I would, after like 9 years of going into class, I kind of remember what
to do,
what goes on.
Sure. So, and I guess that way it's what is it? It's a cult when you indoctrinate your children ahead of time. So we created a CrossFit Garage cult with our children, but the average person a long time ago would get into it by doing research. And now I find that not that many people are actually doing research on what CrossFit is. And I don't maybe bring that out and teach it very much. So we wanted to kind of bring that in there. What are we doing? And we offer CrossFit. So Ollie has joined us. He is our Great Pyrenees, and he is only a puppy, but he's massive and he loves to bite stuff. So you may hear us squeal in pain. It's just him. Like right now, he's got his mouth on my arm.
He's not really biting
just
hard.
To hold, to say I love you, I guess, or something, right? Hey, buddy.
He doesn't.
Okay. So CrossFit methodology. I'm going to read some bullet points one at a time and then talk about each one of these. And Levi will throw some color commentary in there when I make some assumptions that you guys may know what I'm talking about. He'll say, yeah, nobody knows what you're saying. So he'll jump in there. All right. So the first thing, the aim of CrossFit has been to forge a broad and general and inclusive fitness. CrossFit seeks to build a program that would best prepare trainees for any physical contingencies. So this is why you find cops and military personnel and firemen and so forth really like this, because it trains you for the unknown and unknowable, right? So anyway, it prepares them not only for for the unknown, but also the unknowable. So CrossFit is broad, general, and inclusive. And what does that mean? It's anything that you would do in normal day life. And so that's the broad. General is we're not specialists. So if you said, I want to learn to climb the rope to be in the rope climbing challenge championships, we're going to tell you, yeah, we can probably help you with that, but you probably want to hire a specialist to finish you off, right? And then inclusive means it's not only including a broad modal domain or like movement pattern and time domain, but also anybody can do this. There's a lot of adaptive stuff going on inside of the CrossFit arena now. I just went to a CrossFit seminar for the Southeast, and there was actually a company that had come up to help create devices that people with disabilities can use to do CrossFit. I think the coolest thing was a bar with a jump rope on the end, so someone with one arm can actually do jump, or not jump, but do jump rope. Yeah. So it's pretty neat. Does that make some sense?
Yes.
Okay.
That was good.
All right. So the next one is it's constantly varied, high intensity, and functional. So constantly varied. So it's not random. We're not just pulling it out of a hopper or a rear end. It's actually it's varied with some intent. So it's not just random. High intensity, that's relative. So my high intensity is a little bit lower than it used to be, but a brand new person's high intensity is going to look totally different.
That's why the whole thing with CrossFit is relative intensity.
It is. So if you had I call it my tired-o-meter, and I could put it on a brand new person, it would probably register 8 for whatever workout we did. And if I put it on myself, it would also register 8 out of 10, meaning relatively we gave the intensity we could.
Yeah, you're both expending 8 tired points.
Right,
or whatever.
that's right. Tired points, that's exactly it. So what is it called? I don't know, but it's a tired point. And then functional movement. So probably the biggest thing that CrossFit differs in many regards is we are trying to simulate real life. So we don't do a lot of bicep curls. Now you can do that as an accessory work, but it's just not a movement we're going to add in. So if you're going to lift something with your biceps, you're probably going to not only get it up to your shoulders, but you're taking it from your waist. So we're going to include more body parts and call it a hang clean or something.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we are also trying to increase your capacity to move large loads over long distances and do so quickly. Or maybe better said is, someone asked, hey, what do you do for strength? We lift heavy stuff. What do you do for cardio? We lift heavy stuff quickly.
Yeah. Quickly lift heavy stuff long ways.
Right. And the distance doesn't necessarily have to be like I'm actually running a mile with a ball. It's I took it from the floor to above my head. So that is a long distance rather than I'm doing a short movement of just a calf raise. All right. So another bullet point here is so this is a fitness program that can be supported by measurable, observable, and repeatable facts or data points. So we call this evidence-based fitness. This is why we log stuff into Wodify. I mean, not everybody logs it, but we should. That way, if I come up to Timmy and say, hey, are you fitter today than you were a year ago? He can literally just go into Wodify, plug in some, like, hey, let me look at my back squat. Yes, it's gone up. So he can say with data, yes, I am fitter. So the repeatable this is why we have named workouts. It's the same workout that came up, and here we are again. Let's do it. Now, if you do a 5K in Florida and you do a 5K in Colorado, do you think you're going to get the same run time? Question to you, Levi.
Wow. Yes. No, because air.
Easy one, right? Florida is flat. Colorado is not so flat, and
Air.
It still has air, but it lacks. It lacks
the air's still there, but it's thinner in Colorado.
Right. It lacks the same oxygen content. So we want to give you measurable, observable, and repeatable facts or data points. All right. Next one. CrossFit's desire is to increase your work capacity across a broad time and modal domain.
I do not know what that means.
so thank you for saying that. He does, but
English.
yeah.
I do technically know what it means.
Yeah, but thank you. Yes,
voice of normal people that
That's
don't
right.
have their level 1.
So broad time means, hey, there's a 30-second workout and there's a 45-minute workout. So a broad time. So 30 seconds or even 1 second, you could think, I'm doing a deadlift. It takes maybe on a really heavy one that you're struggling with
3 seconds.
Maybe 3 seconds, 2 seconds, right? But basically you can hold your breath and you can lift. And then you have I'm running 10K. And then modal domains means the mode or the body movement that you're doing. So again, deadlift to a run or a pull-up or anything gymnastics or weightlifting, right? So it's basically we want to do all things that you would find in the natural world, or I guess civilized world or something. I don't know if it's natural world, it's a human world.
Like you want to be able to like this is slightly tangential, but there is a video of like this lady who like doesn't work out and she's not very fit, and she's like getting out of a car and she has a stroller and her baby is in the stroller and it starts to roll down a hill.
Oh no.
And it's like rolling very slowly but into oncoming traffic.
Oh geez.
And she's not like fit enough and she just falls over and like can't get up and can't go get to her baby. And some other people come in and like help, but like for example, like CrossFit is going to keep you being able to like in this example, like keep your kids safe.
Right.
Like
because I can do
like that should be a thing that everybody should be able to do. They should be able to like at least walk to get the stroller and not just fall over because they were panicked.
Right. And then so we're going to talk about the 10 general physical capabilities, and one of them is balance. So yeah, we're in my home office. You can hear a lot of people coming in and out. It's just this is how we roll here. So so being able to do the common uncommonly well, or virtuosity, that is something that we roll for as well. All right, so CrossFit is a CrossFit is a strength and conditioning program dedicated on your core. So it's a core strength and conditioning program. What does that mean? We are taking everything from your core, so that midline or your hip flexor, basically roughly around like maybe your belt line or something. So that core area. So if you were to sit down, it's that area where, you know,
crease.
Yeah, thank you, the crease. And so that is your core area, and then we're going to extend outward. If you imagine like, how about someone doing a free throw? They're bent at the hips, and they extend through the hips as they jump and they release the ball. So it's from your core, and it eventually gets out to the fingers and the toes as you finish the movement. Or a pitcher, he winds up, he unleashes his core, his legs, his arms, and then his hand finally flicks out the ball, or whatever pitchers do. I don't really know what pitchers, twist, flick, something, snap.
We're not baseball people.
Yeah, I don't know. They snap or something. So it's your core that generates all the power, and our job is to strengthen that core first. So you will see, actually, I'm a great example of this. So there might be a weaker guy, me, who then can lift a whole lot more in, say, the squat clean than somebody that's been doing back, by, chest, and tri legs for their whole life. The reason is my core is very educated in this manner. It has a lot of strength in conditioning, where my upper body just is not anything that people would be like, hey, you're very strong up there. That's just not me.
Yeah, like
but
you get people all the time who are like, wow, he must be taking steroids.
They do. I love it. And thank you for that. So it's supposed to start at your core and then generate out. All your power starts there. So you're going to see us say, like, squeeze your butt or jump off the floor or fully open your hips. And that's why it starts at your core. Okay, so we got a couple more here. So CrossFit is not a specialized fitness program, but a deliberate attempt to optimize physical competencies in each of the 10 recognized fitness domains. This is what Levi and I just talked about. So they are cardiovascular and respiratory endurance, stamina, flexibility, strength, power, speed, coordination, agility, balance, and accuracy. So he just gave a story where someone's balance was off, and then so if their balance is off, maybe you can recover with some agility. But her agility was off, so she used the face plant technique.
And then face plant into baby stroller rolling into oncoming traffic.
She pushed it into the traffic. She like accelerated it. Yeah, so I have to go find that video. It'd be kind of interesting to watch. Any comments on that?
No.
Okay, so there are two, power and speed, which are if you built a pyramid out of this, these two would be at the top. They are an expression of everything else that you do. So power and speed is going to be equated to our intensity. So if I told you I did 100 pull-ups, what would you say to that?
Wow, that's impressive.
Is it? So if I said...
I would say, how long did it take?
That's right. So once you qualify it with time, we start to rope this thing in. So if I said I did 100 pull-ups in a week...
Not that impressive.
Not that impressive. But if I say I did 100 pull-ups in an hour...
It's pretty impressive.
It's better than the week, right?
Yeah.
If I say I did 100 pull-ups in 60 seconds...
You're lying.
Okay, valid. And it's even more impressive, right?
Yes.
So power is your work divided by time. So it's the expression of the work that we're doing. So intensity or power is in speed are the things that we're trying to eventually get out of here. Okay, so here's another good statement from CrossFit. Should everybody do this? And the answer is yes, because the needs of the Olympic athlete differ only by degree, not kind, for the average person, right? So what does that mean? So the Olympic athlete needs a higher degree of competency in whatever it is they're doing, but they still need the same kind of movements. I'm sitting, I'm standing, I'm lifting things up, I'm running, I'm pushing, I'm pulling, right? So it's still the same stuff. So yes, elite people do use this to get better or a higher work capacity in their own sport. They still train their own sport because they're specialists. But us average people can use this as well because we need the same movements. Okay, so I think I already said this one. We are a core strength and conditioning program in the literal sense, meaning the center of something. So I just went over that. So much of our work focuses on major functional axis of the human body, the extension and flexion of the hips, and extension and flexion and rotation of your torso or trunk. So basically, the power comes out of your hip crease line and then extends to the ends. This is a fun one. Fitness is a hedge against sickness since you need to pass through wellness. Does that even make any sense?
No.
So I'm going to pull up on the, if you're watching this as a YouTube video, I'm actually just walking through one of the CrossFit articles here. I pulled some nuggets out. I'm going to pull up a picture, and this hopefully will allow Levi to give me better words for what I'm about to cover. So in this continuum, so draw a rainbow in your head, and then on one side is sickness, on the other side is fitness. In the middle is wellness. So if you were to take body metrics of a person, or biometrics, so blood pressure, body fat, bone density, triglycerides, good and bad cholesterol, flexibility, muscle mass, and all those things, even like resting heart rate, you would assume a fitter person would have probably better numbers than someone who is just well.
Yes.
So they go around and they say a well person has these markers. Mm-hmm. So they've denoted them, not CDC, but whoever makes those, the FDA, it's not the FDA, whoever, the medical people of the world.
CDC.
Yeah, it's not the CDC. Right. But we all know what sick is. Something in there is deficient and you've moved into sickness. So if your biomarkers are better than well, when you get sick and your heart rate increases to fight something, you just become the well numbers. Yes. So you move, so fitness is a hedge against sickness. So you saw during when there was some big virus going around, people getting sick, weirdly, a lot of people in the gym didn't get sick or as sick as some of the other people. Mm-hmm. So again, fitness is a hedge against sickness. All right, even in the CrossFit pyramid, they show the pyramid is on the bottom layer is nutrition, and then it builds itself up. And so the highest expression of CrossFit isn't CrossFit, it's sport. So in CrossFit, I love it. They're like, hey, the first thing you should do is fix your nutrition. That's your foundation. And then it's the metabolic conditioning, and then it's weightlifting, and then it's gymnastics, and then it's sport. Actually, I might have gotten some of those backwards, but
close enough.
Yeah, close enough. So another thing that CrossFit does for you is, I say this every once in a while, and people give me strange looks when I say it. So you'll have a either a neurological adaptation or a neuroendocrine adaptation. And what does that mean? So basically, your nervous system and your hormonal system are actually getting involved in what you're doing. So you're teaching yourself new stuff, so you're making new gray matter, and by doing intense workouts, they have seen that you're going to release more HGH as, go and Google it. Look it up. Hey, what does CrossFit do for me hormonally? And you're going to see all these changes. I don't know. I might be getting in the realm of, I'm not a doctor. I have to maybe make a statement about financial advice and all that. But it will help you. And if you go see someone like Yancey Stewart and you get your hormone test done, and then go do CrossFit and get it remeasured, you may see some positive results simply from the intensity that it delivers. So work with Yancey, track those numbers for yourself. I'm definitely not a doctor, and I didn't even sleep at a Holiday Inn Express. So, but go check that out for yourself. I know for me, I am an anomaly to doctors. So there's something called the confirmation bias. Have I ever told you about that one?
No, I don't think so.
People tend to confirm their own bias. So like if you like, I don't know, puppies, and then Facebook sees or Instagram sees that you like puppies, it's going to start showing you more puppies. So it's a confirmation bias. You're like, well, of course everyone likes puppies. Look at my stream. It's all puppies. So you've confirmed your own bias. So doctors are 100% sure that people are sick because who do they see?
Sick people.
Yeah. So do I exist?
No.
Because I never go to the doctor.
Yeah.
So they don't know that I'm out there. They're like, yeah, of course everyone comes in.
Like the 1 or 2 times you've been to the doctor, there's been like, why is your blood pressure so like...
Good. Yeah. What are you doing? You should be on drugs. Actually, they do ask that. When did I go last? They're like, what medic are you taking?
I remember a couple of years ago, they were like, so how many like pills are you taking a day or something like that? And you're like, 0?
Yeah.
You're like,
well, really? Aren't
how old are you? Like
72?
50? Like...
That's right. Even then I was 50. Yeah. So for me personally, so I can say this for certainty, the reason you do this is to stay off of drugs, right? For me, I take nothing. I don't even take, sometimes I take a supplement here and there, but I pretty much take nothing. I do take raw eggs out of a chicken. So
steroids?
I don't do that yet. One day. But it does help your body get in realignment. So this is what we're delivering to you. So why am I doing this? You're at the gym like, what am I doing? What am I doing this for? To help get your hormone levels back together. So, I mean, obviously I can't go and like test your hormones, but Yancey can, or one of your doctors can. So go check it out and see if we're actually delivering this. If we're not, we'll talk to us and we'll help you figure out what's going on. Why are you not getting the intensity and the same responses that other people get? Okay. So we also want to tell people, this is more of our nutrition coaching, but we'll tell people, and it's in one of our bathrooms, it's up there on the wall, Fitness in 100 Words. It's on the nutrition. We are definitely not going to tell you go to McDonald's more often and eat more fast food. So if we tell you that, you need to let me know. This is a contract with you. I will tell you all the time, in your diet, you should eat vegetables, greens, lean meats, some nuts, seeds, little starches, and no sugars. So if you know me, what is the year? The year is 2023, and somewhere around 2020, 12, I don't know, somewhere. For about 9 years now, I have not been eating sugar.
2014.
Something like that. So I haven't had sugar in a very long time. So I actually live what I say.
You should tell them about why you don't eat sugar anymore.
Because it's from the devil. I don't know. Why don't I eat sugar?
Because Evan's friend, he was on a DC trip with my brother. And
that might have been the first time.
But, and basically, this one kid, after he did some pull-ups because they were like, oh, he owns a CrossFit gym, you should do some pull-ups. Basically, the kid was like, wow, you're pretty strong for a fat guy.
Yes, it is true.
And I was like, he kind of went a little bit extreme and didn't eat sugar for 9 years. And still has to.
I think the first time, that was about 1.5 years. Then I was like, why am I doing this? I can't let that kid like push me around. And then I went back to it and did it again, I think. Or you might be correct. Maybe the first time was, I don't know. But it is true. He said, pretty strong for a fat guy. I thought, well, dang.
Yeah.
The kids being so honest. You little honest kids. So another good thing you can go look up is World-Class Fitness in 100 Words. I think that's actually on my list right here, too. If I just scroll down, you could probably see that. I should probably read it to you. Oh, there's the pyramid. So nutrition, Metcon, gymnastics, weightlifting, sports. I had those two backwards. But where is it? So there's some midline stability.
What are you looking for?
The fitness in 100 words. I think it was back at the top. Anyway, you guys should go look that up. It's in our bathroom. That is the stuff we preach and the stuff we are pushing on. If you feel like we're not delivering that to you, then definitely let us know. There it is. World-class fitness in 100 words. All right, my dyslexia is about to kick off. So here we go.
To read it?
You want to try to read it? Okay, you read it because I can't read without.
I guess we'll find out if I got dyslexia.
Right.
World-class fitness in 100 words. Eat meat and vegetables, nuts and seeds, some fruit, little starch, and no sugar. Keep intake to levels that will support exercise but not body fat. Practice and train major lifts. Deadlift, clean squat, presses, clean and jerk, and snatch. Similarly, master the basics of gymnastics. Pull-ups, dips, rope climbs, push-ups, sit-ups, presses to handstand, pirouettes, flips, splits, and holds. Bike, run, swim, row, etc. hard and fast. 5 or 6 days a week. Mix these elements in as many combinations and patterns as creativity will allow. Routine is the enemy. Keep workouts short and intense. Regularly learn and play new sports.
There you go. So that is Greg Glassman's Fitness in 100 Words. I love that. Let's make sure this guy's still recording. I think so. Okay. One more. CrossFit advocates and develops deliberate, broad, and general and inclusive. Oh, we already said that one. Our specialty is not specializing. So I really want to say that. So some of you guys, specifically guys, are like, I would like my clean and jerk or snatch to be more perfect. Yes. In class, we're going to cover those things and we will help you refine. But as I forgot who it was the other day in class, he was trying to really make sure he was hitting his hips on the snatch so that he could get a little lift on the way up. But it was at such a weight that he really didn't need to. So yes, you want to do things that will help you lift. Like, yes, I popped it off my hips and I got a nice push and I'm up. But if your focus is, I need to do that, even though the weight is smaller, then maybe not, right? So we're generalists. If you do want specialty training, we do offer that in personal training sessions. So if you're like, hey, I would like to climb this rope even better, yes, hire a coach for 30 minutes. They will give you tips and tactics to do that. If you want your clean and jerk numbers to go up and you want to dial in a little bit more, in class, yes, we do dial in, but we work on the triage method. So the first thing is anybody about to kill themselves? No. Next thing is, so that's the safety, right? Next is, let's make sure their form is on the big side correct. So we're looking at major parts like your back, your hips, your knees, your ankles, right? And so we're looking for that sort of stuff to make sure that you are safe. And then we're going to dial it in for effectiveness. So that's the list we go through. If we see you lifting relatively well, then we'll probably scoot over to find the person that is in danger, right? So we're going to train those things. That's what a coach does. Let's bring everybody up. Now, I do want to say that we do, at least I do, I mean, the other coaches should be focusing on those that have been there for a while and giving them tips and techniques too, because not everybody's going to be doing it perfect. You can't see yourself. So we should be giving you those tips and tactics as well. But if you're thinking to yourself, I would love to go to the rope climbing world championships, then you probably, in addition to doing CrossFit, to have an increased work capacity is, hire a rope climbing professional, which I don't think they have those, but you get what I'm trying to say. Okay, so on to some more specific things on what we're going to do inside this gym and things that all of my coaches get. We have first I'm going to give you our mission, vision, and motto. I think you guys have seen these up on the wall. So our mission is to help you reach your goals. We aim to mentor you to become the hero of your own story through mentoring. I should probably change that word. Use the same word too many times. Through mentoring in your health, fitness, in your body, heart, and mind. We utilize proven methodologies like personal training, CrossFit, macronutrients, goal setting to empower you towards your success. So that is our mission. We want you to be the hero of your own story, and we want to help you get there. Our vision is to inspire and empower and coach lifelong health and fitness strategies inside and out so that you can live your best days now and well into your retirement. So again, you becoming the hero of your story. We would love to help people all around. I guess I should put in there for the Woodstock area because that's pretty much where we are. Yeah. The motto we have on the wall, and you hear me say this a lot, we are happy, humble, helpful people who want to be healthy and fit now and well into our 90s. So that in a nutshell is us. We will deliver that sort of teaching to you. If you're thinking to yourself, my personal mission is to go to the games. That is not us. I will help you find a different gym. If your personal mission is to, again, do something super specific. I want to win the archery championships. Well, we can help you in the work capacity so that your fitness isn't a problem, but you need to go practice archery. That's just not in our tagline. If your mission is to create a business that revolves around real estate, I mean, yeah, I'm an entrepreneur and I can help you there, but that's not my mission. That'd be part of our goal reviews. So I think that makes some sense. We want to help you with your health and fitness and help you be the hero of your own story. All right, so one thing that we try to do is remove the fear, uncertainty, and doubt when you're brand new, as well as when you've been here a while and you just aren't sure of that movement. So we'll get in this in a moment. My coaches know that we want you to find bright spots while you're here, because this could be, we want it to be the best hour of your day, but hopefully you're having great hours in other places as well. But we want this place to be a place that puts a smile on your face. So we want to remove FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt. We also want to grow the experience. Now, sometimes this puts frowns on people's faces. So I will tell somebody, hey, when you're lifting, you can try this. And they'll look at me and say, no, I don't want to do that. I'm like, well, okay. I mean, I can coach you, but I can't make you listen to my advice. You hear me saying a lot of times now to people like, it's the most principle. Most of the time, this works for most of the people, mostly in this format or something like that. So it's like hey, this should work, but it's up to you. If you don't want it, that's okay. Or I'll tell people, I've got some advice for you, but you can throw it away if you want. So I do coach people all the time and give you pieces here and there. It's up to you to accept it, but not everybody is actually accepting. And it's interesting. You may say to yourself, wait, I always listen to advice. And so does everybody else. Man, just come talk to me. I can tell you specific times when, people just don't.
I haven't coached that much, and there's been times where people will just be like, no.
Yeah. And so you may say to me, Andy, if I ever do that, let's use our safety word, popcorn, and make me listen. I'm like, okay, well, you're an adult and you pay for this. I'm not going to force you into it. It's up to you. It's your choice. But sometimes it's hard to coach, and people don't even know that they're like saying no to the option. And I usually give an easy way out saying, hey, this may not be for you. Don't do it. That way, if you don't feel like using it, whatever. Or if you just don't even know you're not doing it. So we do want to make it easy for the new, but also a continual refinement for the experienced. Next thing, so we are for sticky whys. So if you're just passing through the gym for funsies, yeah, you're probably not going to stay and we're probably not going to work well together. If you have a good sticky why, like my buddy Cam, I want to be able to pull my pants down when I'm 74 and not have my kids have to help me go to the bathroom. Right?
I thought that was going in a different direction.
Right, yeah, so no.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I was a little bit scared for a second.
Yeah. So he had to help his mom out at a nursing home, and she had broken her hip, right? So CrossFit would have helped that, but I guess a lifelong smoking habit probably doesn't help either. Yeah. Not for Cam, but for mom. But anyway, so we want you to have a sticky why. Like, hey, I just had a kid. I want to be around to be with my kid to do stuff. Like my sticky why is I want to be able to coach my kids in whatever it is they choose to do. Hopefully it's something I know, like soccer, but whatever. I want to be a grandfather that's in the thick of it with dirt on my knees. So we don't specialize. We can help you with your specialty, but if you need archery training, then you need to get an archery coach. Anyway, so get your sticky why and work on general fitness. I want to be fit all around. For example, my friends say, hey, let's go up Stone Mountain. And you're like, I'm worried. I don't know. I'm going to have to bring a whole lot of water and then have a change of shoes and maybe my shirt. No. Literally, my buddy Glenn said, Andy, let's go hike up Blood Mountain. I said, okay, let's go do it. And I grabbed a bottle of water and we walked. Actually, we did a podcast up the mountain too.
As you walked?
Well, we drove there and we had some more stuff we wanted to say. So it's pretty funny because we're out of breath when we're doing it. But Blood Mountain is pretty steep. Anyway, so the point there though is when somebody says, let's go do something fun, you're like, yes, let's go do it. Not, I don't know. Do they have a ramp so I can get up? Do they have, elevated toilets because I can't sit all the way down? Am I going to have to tie or untie my shoes? So we want you here to do the things in life, not to fear the activities of life. We want you to participate. All right. So yes, you're going to increase skills and athletic ability over time. We are generalists, not specialists. We tell people all the time, especially when I do my lead videos, so about 21 days after somebody reaches out to us, I do an individual video to every single one of them. I do a text and a little video, and typically it says something like, hey, if you're into coaching, mentoring, and accountability, you're going to love us. If you hate that sort of stuff, you're going to hate us. So we want to coach you, we want to mentor you, and we want to help keep you accountable. Ways we do that, I'm going to go through a coaching document in a moment, but so we already talked a little bit about that. So we're working on mechanics first and then refining second. Let's see, mentoring. So we have the goal reviews. So I am picking those back up. I have some experience in life that I can offer to you guys. I'm older than most everybody and have a variety of failed and maybe successful businesses that we've done. I've also got kids in college and high school. So usually for the most of you guys, I'm a bit ahead of you, and I can offer you at least the failures that I've done so that you could do better. So I want to not only give you mentoring in your health and fitness, but if you have other questions, I sometimes just bouncing off ideas on somebody else that isn't your spouse is super helpful. So that's why we do our goal reviews. Any questions on that?
No, that's pretty clear.
Accountability. This is an interesting one that I think Jamie came up with. It's pretty fun. So we do call people and have a committed board. So if you come in 12 times or more, you get on the board. If you come in 12 times or less, you're getting calls and texts from us. She also has created an appointment called Go to Class. And so she will create an appointment for somebody so it shows up on their calendar. And so if they say, hey, I'll come to the 9:30, she'll put it in there, 9:30 with Levi McCann. And then it goes into your schedule and you get emails and texts and it says, your appointment, Go to Class, is coming up. So it's just more ways we're trying to find to help keep you accountable. Really showing up is like 99% of the battle. If you showed up every day and just did what the coach said, you are going to be healthier and fitter.
Oh yeah, for sure.
No doubt about it. So yeah, and sometimes when we coach, we can hurt feelings. That is not our intent. You pay us, we want you to be here, but we are going to tell you things that you should hear. All right, so the coaching document. I give this to all my coaches, and it starts off with the 3 Fs. Levi, do you know the 3 Fs?
I do know the 3 Fs.
What are the 3 Fs of coaching?
Fun, fitness, and for coaching.
Yes, so see, in there, we're even having fun. So here's my thought process. If you are having fun, you will come back. If you come back, even if you don't listen to us, you will get fit. If you're getting fit, then so what people say is people don't care what you know until they know that you care, right? So you will let us coach you if you see these other things happening. So it's fun, fitness, and for coaching, the 3 Fs. Of course, somebody came along and said, hey, wouldn't form be another F you could use instead of for coaching? Like, don't mess up my bad joke. Shut up. I know, got a dad joke here. So then we have safety or safe, fun, fitness. So I tell our coaches to, y'all pay for instruction. So give them what they came for. Don't rush through class. If there is too much, cut things out. Coaching is key. So this isn't as much of a problem in the past. So we've experimented with different programming styles. In one programming session we were on, it assumed you knew everything that was going on, and you got into class. Essentially, round 1 was your warm-up, and then it was do this, and then do this, and then do this, and then when you're done, do one more thing. You're like, dude, where's the warm-up? Where's the instruction? So we were cutting a lot of things out of that program, and we finally left it. Presence and attitude. What do you think that means?
The coaches need to have good presence and positive attitude.
That's right. So even when our day stinks, we're typically smiling because we want it to be the best hour of your day. So we want to smile and bring the energy to you no matter what. If you find a coach is consistently like bringing the sour face or bringing no joy, no fun, let me know. Again, the biggest failure in communication is to think you've communicated but failed to. Many times I'm the last person to know about big things, which...
Because people are scared to...
Tell me, yeah.
Well, I can see why.
They shouldn't be. I mean...
Well, I can see how people would think like you would take it like personally. Because like I know you wouldn't,
right?
But like some people who maybe like don't know you as well at the gym are probably wouldn't want to go to the owner and be like, this is not good,
right? Please do though. There are hundreds of in the 15 years, there's probably 100 experiences of hey this and then thank you, right? And I think maybe only 1 or 2 of this and then me going oh no, and it usually happened with like did you know your coach was? I'm like no. So those ended up not badly. I just had to make some changes. Okay, so we tell everyone, say everybody's name during class. Make sure that they know that they are important because yes, we love you here. You do not have to be here. It is your choice, and we want you to know that we appreciate you partnering up with us. Give everybody specific correction for their success. So in terms of health and fitness, and in this case, movements, not correction like, hey, don't be a jerk because that'll get you further in life. I mean, that is a good piece of correction, but we're probably not going to tell you that. We ask you about your goals and specifically in that day's watch. So you'll hear me when I coach, I will tell people or ask people, they're like, hey, should I do pull-ups or ring rows? I'm like, well, it depends. What are your goals? Well, I'd like to get pull-ups. So let's throw in some pull-ups. Like, what's the hard one? What's the easy one? Where have you been? So help them out. So we also want to coach members to correct form and I should say, give them things they can do outside of class on their own. So that's the accessory work. So you're thinking, hey, I want to get my pull-ups. What should I do? Well, I can totally tell you that. Or, you can Google it too, but you have a coach right there. Ask them. Classes should start on time and end on time. If they're not, let me know. I am guilty of the ending because sometimes if we're doing a lift and then a workout and the workout doesn't have a time cap, I mess that up and people will go a little bit longer than I had thought. So that's on me sometimes. I should maybe put a time cap on those days. They should go over the warm-up and the WOD. I have also been guilty of not scrolling down. Now that we have the screen up there, I missed the scroll by one, and the fact that I actually wrote RX plus option. So I know it's there. I wrote it. And then I'm just getting into the questions and answers, and I just totally forget to say it. So if there's a focus or a theme, like right now, we're on CrossFit affiliate programming. The theme is increasing your cardiovascular capacity. So that's basically me, hey, there's a lot of running in or that type of thing, running, rowing, and biking. Like, yes, because that's what they want to do. Like we did the other day, 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off on the bike. And that will definitely increase your athletic or your endurance capacity, or your engine, as they would say. Any questions on that one? No? Makes some sense? Warm up the class together. Warm up you guys together. And let's see, and of course, make sure the warm up has a point, and we're doing things that make sense. So if you're doing a lot of jogging, then we do like calf raises for the warm up. That wouldn't make sense. We'd probably do some jogging. Yeah. So the coach let's see. You should be able to coach and practice all the movements, right? So yes, not everyone can do a ring muscle up, but we can all coach it. We should all be able to explain the range of motion and the standards. And I guess I should throw in there a why. So we always say, like for the squat, make sure your hip creases are below your knee. Why? Not many people ask that, but it's got a lot to do with mobility and generating power out of all your lifts. Ensure new folks take it easy. So this is one that is violated all the time. Hey, day one, day two, make sure you go easy. Let's do 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off. And the new person says, whatever, hold my beer. And they go all in. Which is on them. I mean, they should know to go slow, but whatever.
Yeah. And then for like a 12-minute workout, they'll end up doing 6 minutes on, 6 minutes off. Just be done.
Well, that's true. Yeah, like 6 minutes on, you know what, I'm out. I'm like, that's fine too. That worked. And that's okay. I'd rather than do that. And even for like me, when I go on vacation, I tell people when I come back, I take the first week easy because after 15 years, I realize when I rush back into it, that's no bueno.
Yeah, they talk about that at the level 1. There's like some, not a disease, there's something you can get from like...
rhabdo.
Rhabdo. Yeah. You can take, if you take a break for an extended amount of time and then try to come back and go like too hard, you can get like hospitalized.
Yeah. So that's where you, especially with GHD sit-ups and then jumping pull-ups, those are the two common ones where you can move the movement aggressiveness to a different part of your body, whether it's my quads or my core or whatever on this GHD, or legs and arms. So you can do more, and eventually you tear down let's say your biceps so much that it has released blood into your system, and so you have to get an IV and pump it out, right? So I think in our 15 years of CrossFit, maybe 1 or 2 people have gotten themselves into that stage, and it was usually on jumping pull-ups. Like, hey, go easy on the jumping pull-ups. No, I got this. Hold my beer. And you're like, you should go easy. You should probably stop. No, I'm not going to stop. You're like, all right, well. And so it's very infrequent, but it can happen. So the next thing is we should set up for the WOD. They should say 3, 2, 1, go. We should always yell that. I mean, that's a CrossFit thing. And while you guys are working out, we walk the floor and offer encouragement. We only give coaching when there's a safety involved. So I'm not going to stop you in the middle of your clean and jerk and be like, hey, let's really work on getting under the bar and push down because now I've blown your time or whatever, right? So I may say, hey, your clean and jerk isn't working, let's do a clean and push press because that's what you're doing anyway, right? I may tell them, that's fine, let's change the movement a bit. Or I may drop weight off somebody and be like, hey, it's looking like it's going to be really hard or your back is getting out of whack, let me pull some weight off while they're maybe going on the run. So when they come back, the bar's a little bit lighter. So then cool everyone down. I had who just came back? Oh, Kelly came back. She's like, hey, we don't really cool down that much. I'm like, I cool down every day. So after class, if there's still time, great, do it during class. But after class, you can totally do it. Now, Kelly does it too. So she grabs a roller and she does her own thing. There should be time built in there that you can do cool down, but that usually assumes you did the workout with the intended time frame. If you went too long, then you probably have killed that opportunity. But you can always stay and do your cool down. So we encourage everyone to do that. We encourage everyone to log everything on Wodify. And then there's a couple other ones that we put in here. So if you see us doing this, please tell us or tell me, and I'll tell the coach. Let's see. If you have a class, so if there's 0 members in a class, that's bad on us. It's usually summertime when that happens, so they're supposed to do something.
Be able to see that.
No coach should be on their phone or watch during class. Now, I know this was written back before phones had great video, so now we're taking video and sending it to people. Mm-hmm. That's different. They shouldn't be answering texts or taking phone calls. So if somebody is doing that, please let me know. They should not be eating during class. So yeah, it is true. You might grab something real quick between class, but they shouldn't have a bowl in front of them scooping it in while trying to coach you. We can all wait the 2 or 3 classes. If we can't, let me know and I will fill in while someone has to eat, right? So we also tell people don't hold a drink or PVC while coaching because the PVC ends up being a sword and you swing it around. The drink sometimes just gets dropped and spilled. Plus, I might need my hands ready to do something. Yeah. We always clean up afterwards. So we encourage members, which you guys are great at this, clean up, but then the coach is responsible for walking the floor, making sure everything gets off the floor. We do have some things about cleaning that's for coaches. And another big one is coaches should not work out with the class. Now, we violate these rules with intention sometimes. So let's say Levi comes into class and he's the only person in class and it's a partner workout.
Then you can work
like
out.
Levi, you ask him, would you like me to be your partner? Yes. You're like, okay, great. Work out together, right? Make sure they know what they're doing. You probably would not work out with a brand new person. We would just change it from a partner workout to a solo workout. But or there are times when someone comes in the gym and weirdly they're the only one for that class because all their buddies came to the early class and nobody texted them. And they're like, wait, I don't want to work out myself. And they're like, fine, I will work out with you, right? So we are not supposed to do that unless it is, a rule worth violating for a very specific reason. So we also should not be leaving the coaching floor without swapping to another coach. So very few times do we ever leave the floor, but like sometimes you're, I don't know, you sneeze and blow snot on yourself. Like, I've got to get off the floor because I'm covered in snot or whatever. Typically when that happens, I'm going to turn to one of the other coaches and say, hey, will you cover while I'm out? And they're like, yeah, sure. And they'll stop working out and watch the class and maybe even yell, good job. So they know vocally that the coach has changed out. If an injury happens, you stop and let's fix the injury, right? So do not kick a box and have blood going everywhere and then keep box jumping. Your fitness is just not worth that. If you really need more fitness, we'll bandage you up and get you on a rower, but let's take time to correct that. So there's that. And everyone knows how to do CPR and there's an AED in the back by the water fountain. So everyone knows how to use that one. We also know how to scale and modify, but I have told everyone to scale new folks way back and blame it on me because sometimes people just need a reason to say, okay, fine, I'll scale. And, that pesky owner, he always ruins everything and whatever, it's my fault. Okay, let's move on. Hopefully you guys have heard that and you're willing to hold me accountable to my contract to you. Again, communicate. If you think you communicated, communicate one more time because the biggest failure in communication is to think you've communicated and failed to. Let's make sure this is still recording. Sweet, it is. Okay. Safety, we did that. Goal review. So we're doing the goal reviews again. Somebody said the other day, hey, it's like life coaching. Sure, yes, like life coaching. That's right. The rough outline of a class is always warm up, do some sweaty stuff, cool down. You guys should know that by now. It takes about an hour. This was a good one actually Cam came up with is the schedule accurate on Wodify? Yes, the schedule is usually accurate. If you find that it's not, let me know. That's my fault. We try to keep that up to date, me and Jamie. The website actually has Wodify display in it so you can see the schedule. So like on 4th of July, we are closed on the afternoon of 4th of July. That makes sense. People should be doing something fun. And I guess working out is fun, but
most likely people are going to be doing something else.
Right, shoot fireworks, go do that type of fun. So let's see, we did start on time. If you want something special, yeah, we can totally do it. Like, Andy, give me a clean and jerk clinic. Great. I have some level 2 practice that I want to do, so I'm going to offer out soon. Come lift with me, and I'm going to probably make you cry and all the corrections and the amount of lifts you have to do, but it's going to help refine you and get better. That'll probably be on some Saturdays. we do level up our coaches. So we're actually hosting a level 2 seminar at the gym. I put in for us to have a level 1 and level 2, but they picked us for level 2, which is totally fine. That means only people with level 1s can do it, but we are leveling up our coaches all the time. We have modules that we do from CrossFit headquarters. You can go online and order that, and we have them take it. So we're always trying to level them up. We actually have been doing a coach-to-coach thing on Saturdays, usually before the Saturday class. And it's, again, just coaching the coaches. Nutrition, we do have a nutrition program. You can do habits or macro-based. So talk to Coach Laura. She is awesome with that. Let's see. I will listen to you. If you have a complaint or a suggestion or whatever, yeah, just come talk to me. I am very open. After 15 years of doing this, I realize that I've done a lot of stupid things, and some of my best options come from members' advice. Like, hey, you should put a TV on the wall so we can just look at the whiteboard brief right here. I'm like, huh, yeah, we should do that, shouldn't we? Very smart. Or one of our members said, hey, you should put another computer right here so when this one's backed up, they have a computer to log results. I'm like, yeah, why don't I do that? On the flip side, sometimes you guys have advice that somebody else has the exact opposite advice. So the other day I had one of our lady members say, hey, could you put tape on every single pull-up bar so we have more grip? I'm like, oh man, and I said, well, this one does right here. She's like, yeah, but it'd be great if all of them do. I'm like, okay. Later that day, another guy comes in and he happens to be on the bar with tape, and he's like, why did you let them put tape on the bar? You should not have tape on any of these bars. And I'm like, well, so you guys have different advice, and I get what it's for, but I have to take that in stride. So, hey, I need more grip. Okay, let's use chalk. That's what we have that there for. Or you can get some grips, but I can't put tape on all of the bars because not everyone wants that much grip, and it'll rip your hands to shreds. So anyway, let's see. Somebody else said, hey, your bars do not roll anymore. Did you know that? I'm like, well, no, because I only use these specific bars, and they don't get used as much. So we bought new bars. Let's see, what else happened? We had the monitor on the wall. Oh, and somebody said, hey, you should accept Bitcoin. And I was like, yeah, I'll do that. But nobody ever paid us. Well, I take that back. One of you has paid me in some Bitcoin. Or Satoshis, which is a division of a Bitcoin. Anyway, so please let me know if you've got something or we should be looking at something. Now, if it doesn't fit our kind of the motto, mission, and vision, then we're probably not going to do it. Like, hey, let's put in a pool. Probably not going to put in a pool. Let's get, like some people say, let's get a skier. Like, hey, that's great, but I have one of them. And then like when GHDs come up, that's kind of an issue, or rope climbs come up, it can be an issue. So one skier, which everyone can do, would be a huge issue. So I'm usually a no to that sort of thing. And then someone else said, hey, can we get a pegboard? I'm like, it's just a cool factor. It's not necessarily like, let's do it in a workout. So that's more about biceps. And, if you watch the games and they added a pegboard, everyone said, yeah, it's all about biceps. So we could do some bicep curls for you, but adding something like a pegboard is a little bit cheaper and takes up less room than a ski erg, but it would probably be used for like a month and then no one would ever use it again. So I got to take some of those things and like, I don't know, maybe sort of, I don't know. Okay, so in general, our community, Wodify says we're between 30 and 50 years of age. Male and female is our biggest grouping of people. Yeah, there are people that are on the other side. So, I'm almost past 50. And then we got some kids, like my kids that are not even in their 20s that'll work it out. But we're about even split on the genders. Our focus is at fun fitness for coaching and overall general fitness so that you are healthy and fit for the things in life and all your numbers are tracking towards the positive. So again, fitness becomes a hedge against sickness because you got to move through wellness. If we had an avatar, it would be a normal person who has said, I got to do something for health and fitness. I haven't done anything in a while, and I want to be coached and have mentoring and be kept accountable, right? So what we don't do is if somebody says, hey, I'm going to the games. I'm like, yeah, CrossFit Games, that's not us. We used to do that sort of stuff, and it's just, oh man, it rolls into so many issues and so many clicks and just the variety of programming that's going on. It's just a mistake. So we took that out a long time ago, and yeah, we just never went back to it. So if you're looking to go to the games, Brandon Phillips and Travis Mayer, our local guys that actually went to the games. So you should check out their gyms in Kennesaw and in Alpharetta. Now, what we also don't do is 50 different programs for CrossFit. We do CrossFit, constantly very functional movements executed at high intensity. Right now, we're following CAP, which is CrossFit Affiliate Programming. So I love it. This is CrossFit headquarters telling affiliates what they should do. It's weird to me that it does differ than what they publish on main site, which is you could do it individually or in your gym. So that is something that you could do on your own, and it's 3 days on and 1 day off, and it gets kind of confusing because it works on an 8-day week, and that is just unique and tough to maintain an 8-day week. Okay, so we do encourage accessory work, mobility and practice on various things. So if you want extra to do, totally let us know. CAP right now does program extra things, and some people are doing it. I never do extra. I just do what's programmed, and 15 years into this and is doing just fine. Let's see. We will give you a clean gym, clean toilets, clean equipment that is in good working condition. Now, obviously, there may be some chalk in the knurl on the bar, but it's hard to get all that stuff out. We do wipe everything down. Our gym is certified, insured, and has an AED, and everyone knows how to do CPR and all that good stuff. We will be here a very long time. And what I mean by that is we started in 2008. I'm still here doing stuff. And Levi, Olivia, Evan are just got certified. So we are going to be here for a very long time. The only thing we ever have to do is adjust the business to fit the level of business, right? So like a problem that I've been operating under right now is that we were before COVID, 150 person group or membership. And after COVID, we got back up to about 105 and then we stopped. And no matter what I do, we just stay at 105. So it's not a problem. I just have to shift our business to be that type of business. So that I don't spend money stupidly and get, beneath our abilities. Okay, so, and I'm actually gonna go over what does your membership actually get you and what are you buying or where does it go? That's what I'm gonna give you. Let's see, we'll be here a long time. I offered this up for you guys as well. I want to invest in you. I had a long time person say, you focus on new people, you never focus on old people. I'm like, wow, I guess you don't know what we're doing and that's my fault for having bad communication. For people who've been around for a while, hopefully you've heard me say this, that if you have a friend or family member or an enemy or whatever, and you want your own individual class for them so they can have an experience with it, yes, let me know. I will do that. Randy brought his mom in and she lives in Connecticut and she went back to Connecticut after doing CrossFit and saying, I might dump my personal trainer and get into CrossFit. And he's like, thank you so much. I'm like, you bet. I will give you that because we love our members and I want to help the people you love. So yes, so we want to invest in you. How can I help? I say that all the time. Also in here, we don't do contracts. There's no setup fees. There's no exit fees. So if we're not doing our job, fire us. It's just that easy. If we mess up and charge you again, just totally text me like, dude, you forgot to cancel it. I'm like, yeah, my bad. So we usually put a note in there for ourselves so it doesn't kick you out of Wodify so you can still come in and work out. And we just put a note to end your membership later that night. And sometimes that night, like the 31st ends up being a Saturday and I totally forget to go back and look. And that is my fault. Okay, so what does your membership pay for? So I thought I would go over this because I feel like it's pretty interesting. And right now it's kind of upsetting, but this is pretty interesting. Okay, so the rate is $175. Right now, 51% of your money goes into delivering the service. So that's the coaches and I guess anything up front that you would buy. So it's that sort of stuff. So it's $88.71 goes to that delivery of the services we give you, the coaching and the merchandise, right? And then 49% goes towards the expenses of having a building and running the business. So it's not necessarily the delivery of. So we're talking about the utilities and maybe some software that we have to get and so forth. So if you add that up, you're like, wait a minute, 51% and 49%. That's 100%. It goes in those two things. Yes, so this is why I have to adjust my numbers. Currently, as of what are we in this P&L was done in May. So in May, you add up all of our net income. I am basically paying 16 cents for everyone to come work out. So yes, you're paying $175, but there are more expenses left over that I am paying 16 cents per person. So ouch, right? And since COVID, I haven't actually even a little bit before that, I don't take money out for myself. I leave it into some, there's this book we read that we did called Profit First, and they basically take a Dave Ramsey approach that says, hey, set up some accounts so you have some money when you need to buy equipment or pay insurance or pay for whatever. And so we were doing that, filling it up pre-COVID, and then COVID hit, and I used that money to get us through the 2 months of, oh my gosh, this is horrible in terms of a business, and then the 9 months to kind of get us back on track. So thank goodness we had that money, and I'm trying to do that again. So I do not take any money out of the gym at the moment, which makes me a horrible business owner, but does keep us in business for a very long time because I don't pay my mortgages on this. So we can make smart choices. And I can make choices like this too. Like, yeah, I know I just paid 16 cents for everyone to work out. That's fine. I just made some corrections and will continue to do so. So anyway, that is where your dollars are going. I think it'd be interesting to note that $35.66 goes to the rent expense. So yeah, so 20% of what you guys pay goes directly into rent. 3% of your money goes into continuing education. So those are like getting a level 2 or taking an online course for the coaches. So we're always trying to up them. We got 5% goes into merchant processing fee. I hate that. So basically $8.30 of your $175 goes into merchant processing. So basically it's the fee that a merchant has to pay in order to use a credit card. So one thing that I'm going to ask you guys to do soon is to move from using a credit card to get into Wodify and change it to your bank's ACH. So you would have to link it through their system called Plaid or Plaid or whatever it is. But that system will bring, will allow us to allow Wodify to hit your bank account rather than your credit card. And instead of being like 5% fees, it's now 3% fees. So basically doing that will save us about maybe $6,000 a year. So that's one that I hope one day I can get everyone to fix or change that on. And then utilities is another big one. So you guys pay $7.06 of your membership goes to making it hot or cold. So we're getting a fan to put up. I am paying for that fan, and then I will use the long term to pay for that. So basically we partner with each other. You guys pay $175, and I do the larger commitments. Like I just re-signed our lease, which is a 5-year lease totaling $300,000 in just rent. That doesn't include CAM and the other stuff they put into it. So, taxes and whatnot. So I take that risk on as the business owner, and you guys put in your cash to cover that in the long term, right? So I take the long view, you guys take the immediate view. We're also doing a similar thing like with the fan, or I'm paying for that, and the rent or memberships will pay me back over time. Okay, so that's where your money goes. If I am ever a bad steward of your money, let me know and I will tell you what we're doing. So I'm very financially transparent. I have no problem with that whatsoever. Let's see, any other things on here that we should go over? Let's see. If you are not a member and you're listening to this going, wow, this is pretty interesting. Great. We do a no sweat intro to get you into the gym to talk to Coach Jamie, to talk about you, to see if this is going to be a good fit. Most of the time, the answer is yes. If you're looking for general fitness over broad times and domains, then yeah, and you want your health markers to go up, yeah. If you want to do the Boston Marathon, well, yes, we will help you with work capacity, but you probably need a specific run coach. Now, we do coach running as well, so yes, I could help you there. And we would train you different. We would probably be more a fan of the sprint method of training or intensity versus the standard logging tons of miles. So CrossFit does work. I do endurance races all the time, these adventure races in the woods for hours. And my buddy does the normal training. I do CrossFit, and we do just fine together. Okay, so there is a lot of other information on the internet that you can go look up. I am always available for a conversation. Levi says this is a mistake, but my phone number and email, my personal phone number and email are all over our website.
It's probably a mistake.
Yeah, it's probably a mistake. But call me, you get me. If you're listening to this podcast, there's an email associated with it. It's I think it's Andy@CrossFitGarage.com, so you can hit me there. I'm happy to talk to you members or anybody out there that's looking for a CrossFit gym and you just don't know what to do. CrossFit gyms aren't hard to find. Good ones might be, and I actually have a podcast on that, what you should expect in a gym, and I would suggest go listen to that one. But anyway, hopefully this has been helpful. Hopefully you see my contract to you, what I'm trying to give to you. Hopefully you see the time and dedication that we pour into that. I'm even birthing my next level or my next people, coaches or whatever, to be in the gym. They're now old enough to coach. So we're invested in this is what I'm saying. Next doesn't sound right. Fill in, I don't know, whatever you guys are doing for me.
His kids are coaching now.
Yeah, his kids are coaching now. That's a good one. But we're that committed to this. For me, it helps me stay healthy and fit. So I wouldn't have it any other way to be able to do this, where my job is to help you get fit while I am getting fit myself. Yay. All right. Anything you want to add about being a member or a coach or anything like that?
Nope.
Okay. Anything that I've left out besides that there is a pig rooting through our chickens?
Yeah, that is why I left for a minute, because I got a call and there's a random pig in our yard.
Over by the chickens. I wonder how it got through the fence, but
No, it's not in the chicken area.
Oh.
It's next to Olivia's car.
Really?
Yes.
I wonder if, well, I'm gonna have to go solve that. So these are the day in the life of a farmer, which I'm not really a farmer,
No,
too.
I don't know what's going on, but
We've got a pig.
I guess, yeah.
I guess where the home was, I don't know. Everybody
Well,
lives in a
I guess
can
we'll
farm.
see. Yeah.
All right, y'all be good, and we will see you on the next episode.